Yo, yo,
Going
yo, yo,
on?
yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan cast. Max, how you doing tonight, my brother?
Dude, I'm doing good. I'm sorry I missed the first Sunday show. I let you down one. But you know what? Your team won. My team won. Joey's sorry ass team won. Dak's team won in fashion.
I'm still wearing
And
Raider gear.
unfortunately, unfortunately, we didn't go 16-0. That sucks. But, I feel bad for Jets fans around the world. That's crushing.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. Uh I feel sorry for Jets fans. I feel sorry for another couple fans out there like the Cardinals and the Houston Texans and low key if you guys want to feel sorry for Raider fans, that's good too just in case this was a fluke, just in case. We
Hey, the
might
Jets might get the number one pick.
I doubt that, but
They get their first round pick. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to be playing 65% of the snaps this year. One, just some food for thought.
yeah. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, man. We're back at it. Back at it for week 2 pick'ems. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below any thoughts, opinions that you guys have. If you guys notice, we look a little bit more clearer today. Me and Max trying out some new stuff. I got a new laptop. Shout out to my amazing girlfriend. She bought me a new laptop. Now me and Max are twins.
Thanks, bro.
We
No problem, dog. I'll buy you anything you want. Just let me know.
now me and Max are twins, bro. We both got fucking Max. All right, Mac
Hell
brothers.
yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
uh, all
Shout out
right,
to her. What a G.
yeah.
What a G.
Shout out to her, bro. So excuse us though if we're too loud in our mics or anything happens with this recording. We apologize in advance. Working through some new kinks. Give us some time. We're used to one method. We're trying out new methods, so bear with us, okay? Besides that, sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, grab you a snack, and enjoy the show for pick'ems, man. Look, I won last week. I won by 2 games, 9-7, baby, nine and
Yeah,
seven.
yeah. No, I just tried to go off the wall. I tried to go 16-0. It didn't work. Didn't pan out. I picked the Niners out of hatred. I picked the Steelers. They fucked me. But, you win some, you lose some. Thanks, Giants. Thanks, guys. Way to put up a fight. They fucking suck.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and move on to our first game of the week. All right, and we started off strong with your Philadelphia Eagles, Vikings and Eagles. Man, rematch of week 2 of last year. Except this one's on Thursday Night Football. Last year was on Monday Night
Yeah, as
Football.
opposed to Monday night. Yeah, I honestly, I hate Thursday night football, man. After week 1, I think it's a little ridiculous. Like you can't get like week 3 or something. Get 2 weeks in. One, the spread for this game is the Eagles got a touchdown. You think that's just right? Is that a little overreaction to? I honestly thought the Vikings outplayed the Bucks in a lot of facets. They just turned over the ball a lot. Kirko, too many chains, no shirt, didn't look good. And for the Eagles, there's a lot of banged up people. You got like Gainwell, uh, Reed Blankenship, and then Kobe Dean's going to be gone for a while.
Yeah, I heard about that
So
one.
I feel like it's kind of a big spread. And on Minnesota, I don't think they really have anyone who's really that badly out. Like Darisaul's going to play more than likely. Yeah, and Eagles don't have Bradbury either. I forgot to mention him.
Look,
But yeah, I think that's a lot. That's
yeah,
tough.
it is. It is. If I'm a betting man, I'm definitely looking at that Minnesota Vikings line. Number one, it's a Thursday night football game. I understand that the Eagles were struggling last week with the Patriots, and you can say the Patriots got a great defense, whatever the case is, but you should still feel confidence in both of these teams going into this game. The only plain fact of us picking this is Thursday night football and the injuries. That's really it. What did you see out of the Eagles last week, Max? How do you feel about your team going into this one?
Obviously you don't want to overreact to 1 week, but I thought the defensive line really showed up. Like they didn't get a lot of sacks, but they were getting pressures. They were making Mac move. Slay getting the touchdown, kind of a fluky play. The offense was stagnant to me. Like for a big chunk of the afternoon, it wasn't really doing much. I don't know if you got to see that AJ Brown where they say he didn't catch it on the sideline. I think that's a catch. I don't know if you saw the play I'm talking about one, but I thought Jalen Hurts was rusty. I think the whole offense was rusty. But I mean, isn't that par for the course when your starters barely play in the preseason? Jalen Carter, man, I was aroused on the airplane. I was like, oh my God.
And
Oh
he
my
might
God.
eat.
Thanks, NFL.
He might eat because that Tampa Bay line ate last week against that.
Yeah, that's what kind of led me to think the way I'm thinking towards this game on.
Yeah.
You know, I know we're going to get into it in a second, but that's kind of what led me believe like I got to kind of go with my Eagles because that's how that D line played.
Yeah. Look, as much depth as you guys have, a lot of the pieces that you guys are missing, those are the one places that you don't really have the depth. Like, I'm thinking of linebacker, Nakobe Dean. You guys have
linebacker's thin. Linebacker's thin.
Yeah, Zach Cunningham is going to be the starter. That scares me.
Yeah. Well, we don't really know how good Nakobe Dean was. He looked good. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of hype coming out of him out of Georgia. He's going to miss a couple weeks, I think, with a foot injury.
Yeah.
And Reed Blankenship was playing pretty good. But again, like, who's there? Sidney Brown, rookie coming in, maybe Keely Ringo. There's question marks, but, it is Thursday night, Juan. That also scares me. You don't get that full week of practice for guys who barely played at all.
Yeah.
So it's a little scary. I agree with you.
Look, aftermath of it, I'm going to do my pick right now. I got Philly winning only because at the end of the day, they have Jalen Hurts. They have the defensive line. I'm confident in that, but not by much. 29-31. And just watch out with this one. This may be a trap game for Philly. I would not be surprised if Minnesota won this, but one thing I am confident in, I want to get this off. Darius Slay took Justin Jefferson's lunch money last week. Very interesting matchup to see how those two guys. Last year. How those two guys respond.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I got Philly winning by a touchdown, man. I think we're too talented. I think the O-line versus the D-line, we are favored, and I think we're going to have an easier time moving the ball in Minnesota than Patriots. I think the Patriots' defense is pretty stout, Juan. I like it.
Yeah, for sure.
So it'll be a tough one. It's that Thursday game is just a wrinkle, man. It's tough to guess.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Sunday. Seattle traveling to Detroit. Detroit winning off of that Thursday night football game against the Chiefs. 10-day rest. Seattle Seahawks, man. They got I'm going to say this. They got pounced. They got absolutely pounced, man. It was ugly.
By Paknua, whatever. Who the fuck's that guy?
Yeah.
How do you feel, Juan? Because we didn't get to talk a lot last week about Seattle. Like, coming into the game, 5.5 spread. I think that's a little high. Mm-hmm. I think that's maybe Vegas and people overreacting to the lines skirting out of there. Again, it's not an asterisk, but it's without Chris Jones, it's without Travis Kelce. And, I mean, Seattle did look bad. I was not expecting without Cooper Kupp the Rams to move the ball that well. And they did that. They moved the ball easily up and down the field. Now, there is that element of one where, of course, McVay knows Seattle. He's only played them, 20 times by now? With Pete Carroll, you kind of understand what they're doing up there. But it still shocked me. Shocked me to say the least of how easy it looked.
Dude.
But was that Seattle sleepwalking one, or is that just natural regression? What do you think?
It could be a lot of stuff. It could be the fact that, number one, their tackle, Charles Cross, got hurt early in the game, and they were wreaking havoc with that. They winded up signing somebody this week. Jason Peters, your boy.
The ghost.
Yeah, so Charles Cross, he's gone.
Charles Cross is probably not going to play. And Abraham Lucas is questionable too. That's both your tackles.
Right. And that showed.
Aiden Hutchinson might go off.
Yeah. Yeah. So that scares me.
And he could wreck the whole fucking game for them.
Yeah. Another reason could be regression, like you said. And number 3 can be week 1, flukiness happens. But in all honesty, I was rewatching the game, man, and it was ugly. It was absolutely ugly. Like, Bobby Wagner did not look good. Like you said, Nauka, whatever, Puka Nauka.
God, kudos to that guy.
He fucking killed it. Dude. He absolutely killed it, man. And besides one drive of the Seattle Seahawks, they did nothing. Absolutely nothing. So it scares me to death, bro. It really does. As far as on the Detroit Lions side, I'm excited about this Detroit team, man. And it's one of those things where if you're the Seahawks, you were kind of counting on that Rams win to be 1-0, and you're like, oh, maybe we'll split. now you're looking down a barrel of an 0-2 because I feel like they're gonna wind up losing. Detroit, I love the offense. Jahmyr Gibbs, hopefully he gets a little bit more action this week as far as carries go.
Dude, he got the blue ski mask sold out. Shiesty style.
That's what I was just gonna say.
I love it.
I love it too, man. I love this Detroit Lions team, man. And this can be a very huge game for Aiden Hutchinson, like you said. Very huge. So who you going with?
One, I hate to say it, I think Seattle's going to start 0-2. I'm going Detroit 27-16. And in my head, I'm thinking, how do I pick Seattle? How do I make them win this game? But then I was like, damn, both tackles banged up? That's not how you want to start. Not at all. It scared me. It scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. Same boat, Max. I'm rolling with the Seattle Seahawks. Or, sorry, not Seattle Seahawks. I'm rolling with the Detroit Lions 30-20. I'm very excited about the Detroit Lions, man.
That's a scary start for Seattle, man.
Yeah.
What that we always talk about. It's different when we expect you to blow it up and there's like expectations to take that next leap and be better.
Yeah.
Seattle is supposed to be better, but we'll see how they do.
We'll see. Vegas going up against the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. I was thinking about going to this game, man. I'm going to be missing the majority of the games this week. I'm going on a cruise for my anniversary. So hopefully I can see the games. I'm going to be in Mexico on Sunday. So
I didn't know we were going on a cruise.
No, I'm not going on a cruise with you, you know.
I just bought you a laptop, my boy.
You did not buy me a laptop. Look, what do you think of the Raiders last week? Because I'm very curious to see what you got to say.
God, fucking Russ. Let him ride. No, I have to say, as an unbiased hater, like if I'm taking off the hatred of the Raiders, it's a gutsy win. Jimmy G was the least pressure quarterback, which is shocking considering, you look at the Raiders O-line one. It's not like, wow, we have 5 guys who are really good.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Colton Miller's really good. You got a couple good guards. You got a decent center. But overall, I wouldn't say you guys have more talent than the Broncos. You guys play better. Jimmy G, he had 1 pick in the red zone, which was typical him shit. But overall, I thought he played well, man. The defense was kind of surprising. Max Crosby, I mean, he's a stud. Made of the best edge rushers in the league.
Right.
Pressure king. Check out that video, guys. But I'm surprised of how bad Buffalo looked to the game where it's an 8.5 spread. That's fucking crazy to me. I think that's disrespectful because I think the Raiders play Buffalo tough. I think the Raiders proved last year they played everyone tough except the Chiefs. They get fucked up by the Chiefs. That's it. But I'm impressed with the Raiders one. I hate to say it, man.
Yeah. Look,
that's a tough first game going to Denver. Going to Denver week 1 is not a fun place to play.
Yeah. 7 in a row against the Denver Broncos. And that leads me to say, I don't know how impressed I was with this win. It was an ugly win. I thought both teams were poorly coached. So many penalties. The Raiders had about almost 100 yards penalty-wise. Broncos had nearly the same. I think they had about 75 yards. And both of these teams had bad turnovers. Jimmy G threw a pick in the red zone. But that's Jimmy G for you. Like, if you had a definition on how you're going to win with Jimmy G and how a Jimmy G game goes, that was it last week. That's the typical game that you're going to see from him. And it's something that Raider fans are going to have to get used to. It's something that I'm going to have to get used to. And this will lead me to think that they will get their ass kicked by a team in Buffalo because they're just on a different tier. But I know you weren't so high on the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football to the point where you picked the Jets. And yes, I understand you thought obviously Aaron Rodgers was going to play. But I think me
one where it might get uglier this year. And that's not to say Josh Allen sucks. I just think they're too predictable in everything they do. The offense does. I don't love the defense is like, oh, we play cover 3. We're well coached. Yeah. I don't think the Jets. I don't think the Jets O-line is anything to write home about. They were getting pretty fucked up by Buffalo. I think an O-line like yours, who I think is much better than the Jets at this stage, might be able to contain that pass rush because, one, first of all, there's no Von Miller. They don't have him. Greg Rousseau's good. Ed Oliver's good. Jordan Phillips is eh.
Leonard
So
Floyd.
the amount of pressure, Leonard Floyd, I like. He's good. He's still good. But do you really think those guys are like, wow, that's a D line? Holy shit! No, you don't really. It's like, oh, that's okay. There's some good names, but it's not like the Eagles, right, or the Niners, right? That's my point.
Yeah.
You look at them, you're not like, holy shit, how do we block these guys?
Yeah.
And just kind of to me, the Jets' lack of ability in their O line, and I think Buffalo's just a touch overrated. The weapons, not that good. Dalton Kincaid one, kind of liked what I saw from him in his opening. Had some good catches, but Josh Allen's being loose with the football again. Maybe his this week as well gives the Raiders life.
And they got gashed by Breece Hall last week.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think if Breece Hall is week 3, he's scoring that touchdown. It's like 85-yard run.
Yeah. So that's
is Jacoby Myers going to play one? That's a big question.
I don't know.
I thought he played great.
He's in concussion protocol. There's a lot of guys that are injured on the Raiders. We'll see how they play. I didn't like what I seen from Tyree Wilson. I understand he hasn't been playing in the preseason, all but that Dallas Cowboys game, which wasn't that much. Missed all the training camp, mini camp, all that. I didn't like what I seen. The corners. I love our tackling. I think this is one of the best tackling teams that I've seen from the Raiders in all my fucking life. I love what I seen. But the corners are still suspect. Marcus Peters was getting burnt. We have a rookie starting in Jacorian Bennett out of Maryland, and he scares the living shit out of me. They were targeting him a lot. And Marcus Peters is not a traveler, so I can just see Stephon Diggs lining up against Jacorian Bennett and burning the shit out of him. So that's what scares me. I think the Bills will win just off of the Josh Allen, special thing. It doesn't always work against a team like the Jets, but it will work against a team like the Raiders. And the only thing that the Raiders have is Josh Jacobs' run game. Because what I seen
with going Buffalo.
I'm going Buffalo.
Wow.
Yeah. 31.
You have little faith, one.
31-24. I think the Raiders are going to be able to put up points. But like I said, Josh Allen's going to be too much. We don't have the defensive line to stop him. We have Max Crosby, yes. But you seen what Russ did when he got out of the pocket a little bit in that Denver game. We were toast. Jerry Tillery's not the answer. Tyree Wilson's not ready to play. And our defensive line interior, dog shit. Absolute dog shit. It's terrible. Against the pass. We have no one against the pass. Run game, a little bit different. But pass, staying in your lanes, forget about it. I'm scared shit.
I play devil's advocate a lot because I'm just kind of done with the Bills, but I do think they're going to whoop on the Raiders, 35-17. Raiders got a good win week 1. It kind of surprised me. So just take what you can, Raiders.
Exactly. Let's move on to a divisional matchup to the Cincinnati Bengals hosting the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens got that win last week against Houston. Bengals coming off of that ugly ass loss to the Cleveland Browns. I'm curious, Max.
Well, they gave Joe Burrow all that money for that. They've never been good before he got there. They never went to the Super Bowl. But let's just criticize him on one game. Do you want to do that one? Can we do that? I wasn't here Sunday.
No.
Can we say how much he fucking sucks?
I think it was less on them doing shit and more on the Browns showing some really good things on film.
I think the Browns are a bad matchup for the Bengals, and that weather.
They've always had one win. That's it. I think Joe Burrow's like 1-5 against Cleveland.
Yeah, and you know what? I liked what I saw a little bit out of Deshaun Watson. Obviously, the conditions of the game just fucked up everything.
Yeah,
it was awful. It was like a rainfall. It was just raining constantly, heavy
mini
storm.
monsoon. Like it was bad.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like the Bears versus the Niners last year. But this is a little scary if you're at Cincinnati. You're like, we kind of played bad matchup, and it's like, fuck, Baltimore's coming. Lamar's healthy. Now, the Ravens weren't amazing week 1. They got the job done. But this is a game you look at it, and you're like, fuck, we're 0-2, and like we haven't even played that badly. And that's what's scary, man. I think Baltimore's kind of on the come up. Zay Flowers was a stud week 1. I really liked what I saw, Juan. 100%. I have to give you kudos. That's your boy. But Baltimore's pretty banged up already. Man, I don't think an injury – well, Rodgers and J.K. Dobbins hurt so bad. Both tore their Achilles. Like, obviously, Aaron Rodgers is a different story than J.K. Dobbins, but I just felt so bad for J.K.
Yeah.
He tore his ACL last year, right?
Yeah.
Comes back, tears his Achilles. I just felt so bad for the guy. Marlon Humphrey's banged up, not going to play, which is huge when you have Jamar Chase. Mark Andrews didn't play. He might not play. But Baltimore just finds ways to be gritty and compete. And I think that's what they're going to do right this week against Cincinnati, who's not really banged up. They just cut Leo Collins. So they're a little surprising, though. We'll say that about that.
Yeah, look, I think Cincinnati starts off slow in September. I think that's pretty obvious because they started off slow last year like this. They got their ass kicked by the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I don't feel like anything was drastically wrong with them. They look just fine. I put it more on the Cleveland Browns coming out and having a great game plan on defense. Myles Garrett played phenomenal. Za'Darius Smith, probably one of the most underrated ads of the season so far that I have seen.
Yeah. Did you see Garrett cross up the center?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Absolutely
That's insane.
crazy.
But yeah, I think the Bengals, the rain hurt them more than it hurt the Browns in the sense where like this play style of the Bengals is to throw the ball. Hard to do that in the rain.
And on the Ravens side, honestly, I didn't like what I seen from Lamar in particular. He fumbled the ball a couple times, and
one time I was shocked. The defender punched. I was like, "Damn,
yeah.
Lamar, you lost a step."
Yeah. So I wanted to pick Baltimore so bad. I really did. I wanted to pick them. I was like, I think Cincinnati's going to be an 0-2 hole. Let's not go crazy that they're in an 0-2 hole, but you know, this is Baltimore we're talking about. These are two back-to-back divisional opponents here. But yeah. I'm going with I'm going to go with Cincinnati, man. 23-20. I don't feel confident about it, though. I really don't.
On the flip side, I'm going 24-21 Baltimore, and I'm not super confident in this game either. I think it's really a toss-up. Yeah. Whatever the spread is, I think this game's going to come down to very close.
The one thing that gives me confidence and was one of the edgers on this for me, Jamar Chase. He has,
especially with no Humphrey.
Yes, and he has very good success against Baltimore. He doesn't have good success against Cleveland. Denzel Ward has his number, but it's the opposite with Baltimore.
A little bit. I will say this one. I want to point out one guy in Baltimore. I don't know if you saw. He played David Njoku. Njabo had a sack.
Yeah.
We were pretty high on him 2 years ago, so it was just good to see him out there. I just want to give him a little love because that's one of our guys we really liked.
100%. And shout out to Zay Flowers, like you said. I was happy to see that. And you know how you said J.K. Dobbins and Aaron Rodgers, you know, 2 bad injuries? What if I told you that a guy in my fantasy league had both of them?
Has both? That's hot. That's why I don't miss fantasy at all. Don't miss it.
Let's go ahead and move on, man, to a fantasy-studded matchup, honestly. There's a lot of fantasy guys in here. Kansas City going up against Jacksonville. In Jacksonville, this is the game of the week to me. This is the most exciting one. I really wish I was home to just like sit in and watch this one, but it looks like if it's a close game, I'm going to have to really sit and watch the film on this one when I get back because I'm so excited to see this matchup. What's the news on Travis Kelce, Max?
It's up in the air. You know, initially they thought it was going to be a season-ending injury. They thought he fractured his leg, and it was just a really deep bone bruise. So I would imagine he's not going to play because if they thought he was done for the year, they must have thought it was pretty freaking bad. But the good news is, the Raiders are the only team in the division that won a game. So unless they start off 2-0 and just take this thing by storm, 0-2 is not the worst case for Kansas City. Now, we do have Chris Jones back. They locked him up. I don't know if you've seen the terms. I think they kept the deal the same, but they added a bunch of incentives for him.
No.
That's a big add. But, of course, there's a question like, yeah, Chris Jones is back. So, but is he really in football shape? He hasn't played preseason, no training camps, right? You know, yeah. I imagine he makes a couple plays in this game just because of how talented he is, but maybe the defense gets belief. And, you know, Kadarius Toney, it's going to be hard for me to picture. He plays a lot in this game after just dropping everything. So, other than that, man, I think it's pretty much a pick 'em, man. Rematch of the playoffs last year, right? Divisional round.
Yeah.
Let's see if Jacksonville has some like hatred or like Jack. Maybe they'll make the Chiefs wear their black fucking jerseys, so they cook a little more. Oh wait, they don't have black jerseys. That sucks. So I don't know, Juan. What do you think?
Look, I love what I seen from the Jags. In other news, like I think the Colts are a lot better than people thought, and I love what I seen from Anthony Richardson, and I love.
You have the fucking biggest, baddest quarterback in football, most athletic.
I said
I
that.
just want to point that out.
I said that on Sunday.
You guys fucking suck.
I said
You
that on
guys
Sunday.
suck.
Yeah, I said that
I was
on
like,
Sunday.
that's when I knew they lost the game. I was like, you can't get that shit week one. You guys suck.
I was like, somebody tell
I'm sorry.
Somebody tell Shane Steichen that this is not the Eagles. And number two, you do not have Jason Kelce. You may have the 6'4" quarterback, big body.
I think he might be too big. He didn't get low enough.
Yeah.
He might be too fucking big.
Okay. On the Jacksonville side, though, I love what I seen from Calvin Ridley. ETN really does he looks amazing. He looks really good. That offensive line, dominant. The passes that Trevor Lawrence made some like boneheaded mistakes in that game. I'm not going to lie. And the Colts were even getting pressure on that weird ass fumble play, but he had two dimes. It was a treat.
Did whatever he wanted the first half of that game. I got to see the highlights of it.
Yeah.
What a great investment in the team. Just what a third-round pick.
Yeah.
For a guy who was suspended at the time, and hopefully he's getting his life in order with gambling, whatever. Hell of a player though. Scherf got banged up.
Yeah.
Which will hurt their O-line, but he came back, so I think he'll be good. And yeah, Jacksonville, the Colts fought him. There's no doubt. It was a close game.
Yeah.
But that's where the experience of Jacksonville really showed that game, where the Colts lost it. Jacksonville's like, yeah, we'll handle it. Don't worry about
I just think
we came back from 28 down. We'll be fine.
Yeah. I just think the Jags are a lot better, and that game confirmed like a lot of stuff for me. And I hate being the guy that wants to overreact to week one, but like everyone flashed on their team. Everyone that you wanted to have like more jumps, they showed it. Trevor Lawrence, check. Calvin Ridley, Travis Etienne, another guy in Tyson Campbell. He had a fumble last week. Josh Allen had a sack. Your boy Devin Lloyd, not Devin Lloyd, the other one, Trayvon Walker. Trayvon Walker had a sack. Devin Lloyd looked good. Just everyone on their team just looks like they took a step up from last year. And I love the Jags going into this, man. I'm picking an upset. I think the Chiefs are going to go 0-2 to start off the season. Do I think this eliminates them from the Super Bowl contender range? No, because like you said, the Raiders, they might lose this week. Chargers, they may win, but they lost last week. And then Denver, you can't trust. So by no means you should be scared by the Kansas City Chiefs of going 0-2. I think they'll be fine. But I just think it's a tough matchup. It's a tough matchup, and I'm going with the Jags. Let's ride the Jags, baby. Upset of the fucking week.
Wow, one. I'm going the other way. I think the Chiefs are going to pull this one out. It's going to be a very close game, regardless of who wins. I think Mahomes is going to make some magic he couldn't make last week. So I think this is like the type of game the Chiefs really need to win. You don't want to go 0-2 to start the year. Don't want the pressure. You don't want the outside noise bullshit happening. I'm going with the Chiefs. Close game, 31-28. Or I'm sorry, 28-27. Gotcha. That was your score. I read yours. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I got a 3-point game. Max has a 1-point game. So it shows you how close these two teams are. Would you be shocked at all if Mahomes came out and destroyed them? I would be shocked.
Yeah.
I would be shocked.
I think there's just not enough talent on their side and too much talent on Jacksonville's.
Yeah. Because the last time, I hate to compare last year, like, because this one was so long ago. But didn't you guys play the Jags week 2? Or something like early in the season?
Week 4, but it was a monsoon game. Right. It was a monsoon.
And they came out and they shit the bed. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Speaking of shitting the bed, this team does this a lot. Shots fired. Chargers traveling to Tennessee. This is a weird game. This is a really weird game. Austin Eckler has an ankle injury. his agent just passed away. So that's another thing to consider with him. So personal reasons, injury reasons
Damn.
with Eckler, kind of a weird situation, but it's a weird game all the way around. Because the Tennessee Titans tightened it up, as I would like to say, last week against the Saints, and it didn't work. Tannehill looks fucking terrible. He really does. He looks terrible. 3 interceptions last
Yeah.
week. And
A lot
then
of regression.
Tajay Spears, my number 3 running back coming out of the draft, out-snapped Derrick Henry last week. Kind of shocking.
That's kind of crazy to me. Yeah, kind of shocking. Yeah. Well, we know Derrick Henry's not a threat in the pass game, so there is that, but still surprised. And one, the Chargers disappointed me. I didn't get to watch that game very much. I went back and watched it. Did you know Tyreek Hill's fast?
Yeah.
Did you know that? Because maybe we shouldn't let that guy roam by us at all times. And I'm sure you hammered it, Staley. Hot seat's getting fucking hot, buddy. You're a defensive coach. You can't get fucking work like that. Their running game was pretty impressive to me. I'm shocked they ran for that many yards, the Chargers. I don't know if I necessarily am like, ooh, that's going to happen again. But, we'll have to see on that one. Eckler's really good, man. Really good. Really disappointed with Quentin Johnson. Didn't really see much pop from him.
Yeah. I said my piece about the Chargers already. I just thought that game was very winnable, but they lost it.
Their O-line shit the bed the last drive of the game. They sent the house, didn't pick it up, got 2 sacks, a grounding. Yeah, Chargers football, baby. What do you know?
With all that said, I'm picking the Chargers. 20-10. I wanted to pick the Titans so bad, Max, but I don't trust Tannehill, and I don't trust.
That sold me.
Yeah, that's what did it for me. Their defense, like the Chargers, are going to struggle on offense. I can see it already. The one thing that I have confidence in that I was really impressed by, the run game. The run game for the Chargers, it looked really good. Joshua Kelly looks good. Austin Eckler looked good before he got hurt. Looks like they have that little Zeke, Tony Pollard thing going on with Kellen Moore. So I think they're going to be able to run the ball on this team. Maybe not pass it, but Tennessee's not going to be able to score points, man. I got them scoring 10 and Chargers 20.
Yeah, I went 14-13. I think it's going to be a really close game because the Chargers are going to shit the bed. They'll probably move the ball, then fumble, throw a pick. Just don't have a lot of faith in. I think whatever team comes out, if the Chargers come out losing this game, real bad, real freaking bad. Titans, not as big a deal because they're really rebuilding.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Green Bay, who looked really good with Jordan Love. They're traveling to Atlanta.
Sorry, Bears fans.
Yeah, sorry, Bear fans. You got owned. Now, your owner is Jordan Love now. Just a little good switch off. But Atlanta Falcons, who won their home opener. Jesse Bates had 2 picks. Bijan looked good. Tyler Algier.
God, just killing fantasy teams all around, huh?
Oh, my God. I had Bijan on my team. Thankfully, he scored. But honestly...
Oh, but were you like fucking raging? Were you like, why does this guy have the ball?
Yeah, because I felt like Bijan could have had more. But Tyler Algier, he's good. Like, warranted by the Falcons, man.
He's really good.
Yeah, he's a 1,000-yard rusher last year. And
100%.
I feel like they use Bijan more as the gadget guy.
Which is really epic because, like, when he got that bubble, I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what other, like, that's a Saquon type thing to make those guys miss. We're like, a receiver's not doing it.
They kind of use him like Derrick Henry, like all around.
A little bit. Yeah.
The only difference that they don't run him to the ground like Derrick Henry. This is only based off week 1.
He has more chops as a receiver than Derrick Henry ever has.
Yeah, obviously. But as far as like getting him the ball just in space, I feel like the Titans are constantly trying to do that with Derrick Henry. Like get him downhill.
Hey, I wasn't here. I'm going to take the lead real quick. I just want to talk about the Packers defense. It looked freaking good. Granted, I think when you play the Bears offense, it's kind of struggling and isn't really an offense. You're like, oh, they're going to put up 30 a game. Quay Walker had that beautiful pick 6. Rashawn Gary. There was a play where Lucas Van Ness chased down Justin Fields, and I was like, holy shit. That's crazy. Like, he rolled out. I think if there's any other quarterback other than Justin Fields, they probably have a lot more sacks because they were getting after him. And it's like, oh, well, I'm going to break 5 of these tackles. There's the Packers are a little banged up on. Do you think that's going to matter in this game? Like, I think Christian Watson has the hamstrings thing, and Aaron Jones tweaked his. And Aaron Jones, underrated. I think he's the most underrated player in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's really freaking good.
He is really good, man. This one was really tough because I feel like the Bears were just a mess last week, and I don't want to like overreact and be like the Packers are a Super Bowl contender. They're really good and all this and that. I do think they're good. Like I said that before the season. Like I wasn't shocked that they beat the Bears. It's just the way that they looked and how they beat them. Like they looked a lot more dynamic than I predicted them to be. Jordan Love looked absolutely amazing. He looked progression wise, pressure in his face wise, throws, tight spirals, perfect decisions, like everything down to the T. I just did not expect that. And then Atlanta on the other side. Atlanta looked really good themselves, but as we've seen from the Panthers, they might be the worst team in the league.
I disagree with that.
They looked good, man.
The passing offense is a fucking nightmare.
I think that's just them. That's them. That's them.
That's going to be their downfall because a team like Green Bay, they're going to be able to play the run and take care of those little things because that's how good the defense is. They can't get the ball to Drake London. Ritter definitely did not. Did Ritter give you any confidence after that performance?
He made one throw at the end to Kyle Pitts that gave me a little bit like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah, that was decent. That was a good throw, but it was still like, they just can't throw the fucking ball at all. And that's why I can't pick them to win this game. I think Green Bay's going to win.
Part of it is like, I don't think Arthur Brown wants to. Like, why
would
he?
I'm sure Arthur Brown would love if he could throw to fucking open people. No, I disagree. I got Green Bay winning this one, 31-13. I like Atlanta. I think this week it's going to get a little tough for you guys. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a close one.
That's tough. I got it close, man. I really wanted to pick Atlanta, but I couldn't do it. Green Bay 24, Atlanta 23. I think Atlanta, they're kind of like Tennessee in the fact where they make the game ugly. They're going to run the football. They're going to make you like value every single possession. And we'll see. We'll see how the Packers respond. I think they're going to respond pretty well and win, but wouldn't be shocked if the Falcons pulled it off and they're 2-0. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the Indianapolis Colts going against the Houston Texans. Look, there's a lot of history with this one. I'm pretty sure the Colts, right? Is it the Colts that beat them all the time, or is it Houston?
I think the Colts beat them. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know they tied last year.
This stupid division.
Look, both of these teams are 0-1. It's really hard, man, because Houston, CJ Stroud does not look good. I did not like what I seen from CJ Stroud. And a lot of the stuff that I've been seeing.
He had a couple moments. Yeah, I agree with you.
A lot of the stuff in preseason, and then I know it's preseason, but it kind of carried on to week 1 of what I've been seeing. I love their defensive effort. Like Will Anderson showed a lot of flashes last week on why he's the guy.
I thought D'Amico had them boys playing great.
Yes, as far. But like how long can a defense last when your offense is just turning over the ball and playing like shit? I love Anthony Richardson. We talked about him when we brought up the Jags. I think they're going to be a very exciting team. They're better than people think. Jonathan Taylor fucked over this team because that's their one flaw. I feel like they could have had a chance to win that game legitimately if they had Jonathan Taylor. Their running backs killed them.
There was a lot of third and shorts where the running backs didn't get it, and I was like, I think Jonathan Taylor probably just pulls that guy over.
Deion Jackson fumbled. Like, I don't think JT fumbles that game.
Yeah, I don't. It's hard for me to think that one. I'm with you on that one. But with that being said, I think I'm going to surprise you. Because I think CJ Stroud's going to have a better week. I think he's going to improve. Going to be a close one because both these teams aren't good. Going to Houston 21-20. Very close game. Very close.
I don't have it close. I got 24-10. I think Indianapolis has way too much talent. Shaq Leonard, Franklin, the linebacker, looked really good. DeForest Buckner, I think they're better than people think. They're gonna be a hassle. I'm kind of seeing them as the Atlanta Falcons of last year, just 6 to maybe 8 wins this year. They're gonna lose a lot of games, but I still think they're gonna be a hassle with. And this team, Houston's just not good enough to beat them. I don't like CJ Stroud. Let's move on to the Chicago Bears, who looked ugly, as we announced when we talked about the Packers.
Yeah, as we alluded to.
And this is the ultimate trap game. This is the ultimate trap game for betting, because everyone looked at Tampa Bay last week, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, Tampa Bay beat Minnesota. Baker had a couple good throws. The defense looked really, really good." Yeah, and then the Bears look. The Bears look like shit. Justin Fields, everyone's off of Justin Fields. Everyone is clowning the shit out of Chase Claypool, but
don't like him. No effort. Lazy. Don't like him. I want to like him.
I wanted to pick Chicago so bad, and I kind of want to switch my pick, but I know I can't. I'm going to roll with Tampa Bay, but I'm going to be so mad at myself. I'm going to be so mad at myself if Chicago comes out and wins this game and makes a bunch of turnovers with Baker. Do you understand we're betting on Baker?
I do but what I'm betting on is for Baker to play as good as he played against the Vikings. I didn't think he played great. Look, Levante David might miss this game. No big deal. Look, this D-line is going to whoop Chicago's O-line's ass. Chicago's O-line is not good. I like what I saw out of the Bucs D-line. I'm going to pick them to win it 27-17. I don't think Chicago has a chance this week. Oh, they have a chance, but I don't like their chances this week, I should say. I think Baker will do fine. He's getting that confidence back. Got his swagger back, Juan.
Get them commercials back too, my boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Tampa Bay 21, Chicago 16. Oh my God, I just have a feeling Tampa Bay is gonna fuck me. But hey, at least
that'll be fine.
At least you're picking them too, so you know.
Yeah,
we get fucked together. You know. Speaking of that, Sunday afternoon, New York Giants. They got waxed. Okay, 0-1. Traveling to Arizona, who honestly didn't look that bad. They didn't. I like what I seen out of Joshua Dobbs. Not that bad.
I thought Washington was trying to give them this fucking game.
Yeah, that was part of it.
They could.
That was part of it.
I thought Sam Howell was like, here's 10 opportunities to win. Please take them. Here's a fumble. Here's a pick. Here's something stupid.
Yeah.
What a game for the Giants want to get back on track.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to waste time. 31-10, New York Giants, man. Arizona sucks. Isaiah Simmons revenge game. Do it.
I'm rolling with the Giants too, man. Giants get back on track. It's a get right game. 24-16. Arizona's one of the worst teams in the league.
I agree wholeheartedly. That's a really good second game after what happened to them, Juan.
Yeah. San Francisco, who looked absolutely amazing. They're traveling to LA to face off the Rams in the division matchup. What did you think of the Niners last week, man? Because I thought they looked.
God damn,
they looked good.
I was like, why did I do this out of hatred of that team? Was I surprised by how dominant it was? Yeah, absolutely. I thought Pittsburgh would have played a little more heart, but they kicked ass. The D-line, the linebackers. Kenny Pickett looked like crap, and I think that had more to do with the Frisco's defense, man. Look, I want to pick the Rams to win this game or compete. I don't think it'll be close. I think the Rams maybe score a late touchdown. Brock Purdy played really well, but I don't think the Rams have enough talent. Puka Nakaku, I don't know how to say his name. Sorry. Just shout out to him. I want to see, can he do it for 2 weeks in a row, one? You think he's going to have a good week too?
I don't think so. I think Chardavius Ward is going to take his lunch money. I think I think the Rams were the patent, like, week one game, catch them off guard. I think it was more of Sean McVay rather than, like, talent on the field. I know it's crazy to say that with Matthew Stafford and Aaron Donald on that team, but a lot.
Stafford still got it with
throws he's making. Yeah. He really did prove it. Like my elbow's fine, and I was scared about that elbow. But I'm rolling with the Niners, man. I don't have confidence in the Rams. 30-13. The Rams are a little flash in the bucket. They're gonna be a hassle to deal with on some teams like the Seattle Seahawks, but I don't see him out coaching Kyle Shanahan. The Niners, for the most part, I'm pretty sure
8 straight wins.
yeah. So,
And the last loss was the NFC Championship game. That they haven't beat them in the regular season in a long time. Hey, I'll say this, Rams fans out there, if you win this game, you have my attention. I was unfamiliar.
100%.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'd be impressed if the Rams kept it close and lost.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the New York Jets, the Aaron Rodgers list Jets. This was going to be a good game.
This was going to be a different. Yeah.
Look, we're both picking Dallas in this game. You guys know how we feel about Zach Wilson. I got 13 Jets, Dallas 35. Dallas looked amazing. They have a really good defense. Max, let's take this time to tell your thoughts about the whole Aaron Rodgers situation.
Okay, I'm going to go 42-10. I don't know if you said it. I'm sorry. I just maybe blanked out. I just want to say, for people who are like, well, don't you think Dallas might get a little too big for, maybe they're looking ahead, right? I think it's too early in the season for that one. I just want to say that real quick. If this was week 4, Dallas was 4-0, maybe they're just like, who gives a fuck? It's the Jets. We'll just take this week off. On the Aaron Rodgers side, one, I'm crushed for the Jets fans. Like, I don't really have a like or dislike of the Jets. I just feel bad because, one, it was going to be a new start for Aaron Rodgers, and it's a horrendous injury. If he broke his leg, I'd be like, oh, that sucks, but he'll be okay. Achilles is the worst thing. You really don't know if he'll ever be back 100% or like normal, because the Achilles is the worst injury. And people are going to say, oh, KD. Football, basketball, very different sports. Obviously, he's a quarterback. It's not that big, but can he stay healthy? Is that leg just going to deteriorate? Hey, Juan, Kevin Durant's had a lot of injuries to his lower body since that, whether it's a calf, it's a knee, it's the other side. When it happened, I initially thought, true to God, I was like, damn, I think he fucked up I think his ankle broke or something. I was like, it's that or the Achilles, because it didn't roll.
Yeah.
It did not roll.
Yeah.
It's crushing, man. It really sucks. And you wanted to see if this team was about. There's so much talent on this team. And, Zach Wilson, man, you're the number 2 pick. You have talent. But he made some really dumb plays. But he also made some ballsy plays at the same time. There was a couple of throws you're like, damn, there's the talent, right? And then you're like, you looked at that guy the whole time, and Matt Milano didn't move. And you were just like, oh, fuck it. I'll throw it. It's a pick.
Yeah.
Like, that's the shit. He's head scratching. So the Jets, it sucks. You have to find a way to galvanize around this. Good news, you keep your first round pick, I guess. He's not gonna play 65% of the snaps.
Yeah.
But overall, it's this bad day football. And fuck turf. Fuck turf. That's my last point. Turf sucks. Where you have billions of dollars and you can't get a fucking natural grass, you suck.
Yeah. Look, man. I know how it feels. I really do. I know how it feels to have your season come crashing down. Not week 1, but I do know that devastating feeling of an injury and realizing that it's over. And you've come so far from where you began. The Jets have some of the worst luck the last couple years, or 10 years, should I say. It's been a really, it's been a really long time, man. And as far as Rodgers goes, I think he's done. And it's going to be hard to come back from this. It really is. And if I'm a Jets fan, number 1, to save the season, go out and get Jacoby Brissett. I think he's the best option. Don't get Joe Flacco. Don't get Carson Wentz. No, sorry. But go out there and get Jacoby Brissett, the second best option. And I wouldn't hope this, but if the Raiders wind up going south, I think Jimmy G will be a really good option for them to trade. And I do think the Raiders will take consideration of that because of Aiden O'Connell and the success that he had in the preseason and how good he looked. But who knows, man? Do not go the Zach Wilson route. I know that Saleh said that, but I think that's the last option here. We seen where Zach Wilson gets you. Like, to me, I want to be either bad or all the way in. That in the middle shit is just gonna set back the team, honestly. Because at least when you put the chips to be bad, you're gonna get a good draft pick, and you're gonna get better. But here, you're gonna have a middle of the pack draft pick. Like, you might as well go all in. You got to make a big swing at a quarterback, potentially.
Yeah, I wanted to say, like, there's some hope for me in Zach Wilson, but I know better. Like, he's not going to work out. So, yeah. I'd say this for Justin. You definitely didn't think you're going to be 1-0 after what happened. So just take that, take it a week at a time. You can win a lot of games just with that defense.
Yeah.
They won some games, and Zach Wilson was pretty shitty last year. Mm-hmm. So that's all I have left on.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Washington facing the Denver Broncos. I was disappointed in Washington and how they looked. Denver, we told you our thoughts about the during the Raider pick'em. Look, I'm gonna roll with Denver. I did not like what I seen from Washington to the point that I'm gonna pick the Broncos 23-20. But do I feel confident? No, I don't, because Denver looked like a undisciplined team, and I felt like that whole Sean Payton thing on doing an onside kick was more of like, it's about me and not the team. I didn't see it as I'm trying to win the football game. Like, no, like, I feel like Sean Payton is bigger than the Denver Broncos right now. And it's kind of the same problem that they had last year with Russell Wilson. That's the way I feel.
Look, I'm not impressed by what I saw with Denver. I'm going with them just because I think Washington's very careless with the ball. I think playing at Denver has the home court advantage, home field. Look, Denver, this is my last week. I got faith in you, man. Prove me right. I'm going 2017. Very close game. Very close.
All right. Sunday Night Football. Miami against New England. Tua, who plays really good against New England. Who you got, Max?
Going New England 23-20, and this is why. If the Chargers can run for 250, the Patriots might run for 400. That run game is way better than the Chargers, in my opinion. Zeke, as much as I don't like the guy, still has a little bit of juice. Ramondre was injured or /sick. He's going to be a little better. The guards should play. That didn't help them either. I think they're going to really manage the game and throw some crazy looks at Tua. That defense is stout. There's no doubts about it. That defense is good. I think Bill Belichick will be smarter than Brandon Staley and say, hey, maybe we won't get burnt by the fastest guy in the NFL. Maybe we'll think about that. I'm going 23-20. It's kind of a ballsy pick. I just think New England, I saw some things I liked against the Eagles.
Yeah, you seen New England up close last week, but I don't have confidence in New England. I have a little bit of confidence in their offense, but I think this is just a bad matchup for them. It's too much speed on the field. New England loves to play man-to-man. And Mike McDaniels has a hit list right now. He struggled last year against the Chargers. He had a game plan going into it and destroyed them to the point where Khalil Mack was guarding Tyreek Hill at times in the slot. I think McDaniels is gonna. I think he's gonna embarrass Billy B on Sunday Night Football, and I think the Dolphins are gonna win. Put some respect on Tua's name, and the Dolphins are here.
Ain't beating Billy B. That's all I'm gonna say. Juan. Mikey M ain't winning.
Dolphins.
Do you like the 2 Monday night games? Week 2.
It's weird. Stupid. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Keep it to week 1. I'd rather have it a week 1.
Yeah, right. Sorry, I just got a little ahead of myself.
Yeah.
Go ahead, and if you want to finish.
No, Miami 30, New England 17. That's my score. Let's go to those Monday Night Football games. Doubleheader. The first one, New Orleans Saints going up against the Carolina Panthers. Derek Carr
had his moments.
He had his moments.
It looked a great mic'd up thing.
It
looked bad though for a while.
The same way that Raider fans learned what a Jimmy G game looks like. the Saints fans learned what a Derek Carr game looks like. A lot of yards, a boneheaded interception in the middle of the game, but he comes through and he makes
that ball was so poorly thrown. Like, it was no chance.
Yeah.
And then you also see him just crumble up like a little ball when the pass rush comes up the middle. He's just like, oh, no.
Yeah.
That being said, Bryce Young struggled week 1, had some good moments. Sorry about your first career touchdowns in the stands. I like New Orleans in this game. They're more talent. There's better just veterans and leaders on that team. I'm going 28-14.
And shout out to the defense of New Orleans. I'm going with them too, 35-20.
It's really good.
It's legit. I think it's a really good defense. And shout out to Derek Carr having the balls on that last throw to win the game. That play alone is why you signed Derek Carr. They're not doing that with Taysom Hill. They're not doing that with Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
They're not doing that. That's why you signed Derek Carr. And it costed them a win. That's the difference. Let's move on to the last game of the week, okay? Cleveland Browns, who looked really good. Pittsburgh Steelers, who didn't look good. This is the prime example of team looking shit, team looking really good. Everyone's on the Browns. Everyone's so impressed. The Steelers look terrible. Everyone's just pissed off on their bets. Everyone thought Kenny Pickett was going to be good. I'm telling you right now, America, the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win this game. And I'm not going to be shocked because Kenny Pickett and George Pickens is going to go off. I love the matchup. I think their defense got slapped in the face last week, and a Mike Tomlin coach team is going to respond in a dub on Monday Night Football.
Erica, I hate to tell you, Cleveland's going to win this game. Cameron Hayward's out. TJ Watt might fuck the game. Jack Conklin's going to be out, which isn't good, but I trust the run game. I trust Deshaun Watson. He's getting the trust back. I think Pittsburgh is going to have a very time moving the ball. And again, I think Cleveland's going to be able to run the ball on Pittsburgh. I'm going 23-20. Close game. But I think Cleveland's going to pull this one out and go 2-0.
I got Cleveland 19, Pittsburgh 26. I don't like what I seen from Watson. I know he had 2 rushing touchdowns.
But I saw some decent throws that game. I saw some decent shit. I like Watson, man. I didn't see
enough for me to be like, I see it. That's it. That's the Watson.
Did you see the dub? Did you see the dub, sir?
I seen the dub. I seen the dub.
Cash the check.
I seen the dub, but
hey, and good news one. We still have our souls. We haven't lost them. 1-0 each.
You almost lost.
I was a little more scared. Almost. This week I'm not. I got Dallas. Pretty safe one, I think. I like Dallas.
Oh man. I didn't go with Dallas. I wound up going with
Frisco.
Frisco. That's who I went with.
Not bad though.
Not bad. I think we're good for week 2. I wanted to pick Dallas, but hey, you never know. Miracles happen with the Jets. Maybe it's a miracle season with Zach Wilson. I doubt it.
They already had their miracle.
I know. So I think that's gonna do it though, man. We thank you guys for watching. Appreciate all the love and support. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below any thoughts, opinions that you guys have about week 2. And I guess we will see you guys either Sunday night or Monday morning. Okay. I'll try to make it, Max. I don't think I will, but we'll see what happens.
I'll hold it down this week, brother.
We'll figure it out. We hold each other down, man. All right. We out. Peace.
Peace.